The silent battle you're fighting. Picture this. You're sitting in a quiet room. The world outside calm and still. Yet inside your mind, a storm rages. Your heart races. Your thoughts spiral. And a voice whispers, "You're not good enough. You'll never make it." Sound familiar? If you're nodding, this video is for you. The silent warrior who smiles through the day but fights invisible demons when the lights go out. You've carried this weight for too long. And it's time to break free. What if I told you that ancient wisdom from battle-hardened philosophers could arm you with the tools to silence that inner chaos? Stay with me, because in this video, we're diving deep into Stoicism, the ultimate weapon to conquer your mind and reclaim your peace. Don't just watch this, let it transform you. Let's begin. The war within. Why your mind feels like the enemy. Life throws two kinds of battles at us. The ones we fight in the world, deadlines, conflicts, expectations, and the ones we fight in the shadowy corners of our own minds. The truth? The war inside your head is often the deadliest. Why? Because while the world can hurt you, it's your thoughts that keep the wounds bleeding. You could be in the safest place, surrounded by comfort, yet still feel crushed by fear, shame, or regret. Ever wonder why a single negative thought, like, "I'm a failure," or "they don't care about me," can ruin your entire day? It's because your mind is a battlefield, and those thoughts are the enemy's sharpest arrows. Imagine this. You're driving home after a long day. The sunset painting the sky in hues of orange and pink. Everything seems fine on the outside, but inside, your mind is a war zone. A fleeting thought creeps in. "I messed up that presentation." Before you know it, it's not just one thought, it's a cascade. "I always mess things up. I'll never get that promotion. I'm not cut out for this." That single spark of doubt grows into a wildfire, consuming your confidence, your peace, your identity. But here's the kicker. Those thoughts aren't you. They're just noise, and you have the power to turn down the volume. Stoicism. Your weapon against the chaos. This is where Stoicism steps in, not as a feel-good philosophy, but as a battle-tested shield for your mind. Ancient Stoics like Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, and Seneca didn't live in cozy, predictable times. They faced wars, betrayal, exile, and loss, yet they thrived. How? They discovered a truth most of us overlook. You can't control the world, but you can control how you respond to it. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor who ruled through chaos, wrote in his Meditations, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Let that sink in. You don't need to be perfect, rich, or in control of every situation. You just need to master your response. Think about it. What if you could face life's storms, big or small, and stay unshaken? What if a rude comment, a missed opportunity, or even a crushing failure didn't have the power to derail you? Stoicism teaches you to separate what happens from how you interpret it. That negative thought? It's just a cloud passing through the sky of your mind. You don't have to let it rain on your parade. You are not your thoughts. Let's start with the most powerful Stoic truth. You are not your thoughts. This might feel strange at first. After all, we've been taught to believe that every thought in our head defines who we are. But pause for a second. How many random, painful, or downright weird thoughts cross your mind in a single day? If every one of those thoughts was you, you'd be a different person every hour. The reality is, your mind is like a busy train station. Thoughts come and go. Some loud and chaotic, others quiet and fleeting. Stoicism teaches you to stand on the platform, watching the trains pass by, without jumping on board. Epictetus, a former slave turned philosopher, put it best. It's not events themselves that disturb us, but our opinions about them. Let's break that down. Say you get rejected for a job. The rejection stings, sure, but the real pain comes from what you tell yourself next. "I'm a failure. I'll never succeed." That thought isn't the truth, it's just an opinion, a story your mind spins. The good news? You don't have to believe it. You can choose to let it pass like a dark cloud, without letting it define you. Taking control. The observer's power. Here's where the magic happens. Stoicism doesn't promise to stop negative thoughts from coming. They're part of being human. What it does promise is the power to decide how much weight those thoughts carry. You're not the thought itself, you're the observer of it. Imagine sitting by a river, watching leaves float by. Some are beautiful, some are wilted, but you don't jump in and chase every leaf. Negative thoughts are the same. You can notice them. I'm not good enough, and then let them drift away without diving in. This shift in perspective is life-changing. Instead of being a prisoner to every fleeting thought, you become the gatekeeper. You decide which thoughts get to stay and which ones get sent packing. And the more you practice this, the stronger you become. That voice saying, "You're not enough," it loses its grip. You start to see it for what it is. Just noise. Not truth. Why this video is for you. This video isn't a quick fix to make you feel good for a few minutes. It's a battle plan for the warrior who's ready to stop living under the weight of their own mind. If you're tired of that inner voice dragging you down, if you're ready to fight for clarity and peace, this is for you. In the next 7 chapters, we'll unpack the most brutal mental traps that feed your negative thinking, and we'll arm you with Stoic tools to dismantle them. One by one, each section builds on the last, so don't skip a single part. This isn't just about watching a video, it's about studying a roadmap to mental strength. Before we dive in, I want you to take a moment and drop this affirmation in the comments. I am stronger than my negative thoughts. Say it, mean it, then, like this video, share it with someone who needs to hear this, and subscribe if you're serious about mastering your mind. Ready? Let's kill those negative thoughts. One Stoic truth at a time. Chapter 1. The power of separation. We've already touched on the first Stoic truth. You are not your thoughts. But let's go deeper. Your mind is a tool, not your master. It's like a radio that plays every station. Some songs are uplifting. Others are dark and heavy. The key is learning to change the station when the music doesn't serve you. Negative thoughts will always show up. I'm not smart enough. I always fail. No one cares. That's normal. What's not normal is letting those thoughts hijack your life. Picture your mind as a vast sky. Thoughts, good and bad, are clouds drifting through. Some are heavy and dark, threatening to storm. Others are light and fleeting. But none of them are the sky itself. You are the sky, vast, unchanging, and capable of weathering any storm. When a negative thought arises, don't fight it. Don't argue with it. Just notice it, name it, and let it pass. Oh, there's that thought about failing again. Okay, keep moving. This simple act of separation, of observing without owning, takes away the thought's power. The Stoic practice. Pause and reflect. Here's a practical tool to start with. The Stoic pause. The next time a negative thought hits, stop, take a deep breath, ask yourself, is this thought a fact? Or is it just a story I'm telling myself? Most of the time, you'll realize it's the latter. That thought about not being good enough? It's not a law of the universe, it's just a passing opinion. By pausing, you give yourself space to choose your response instead of reacting on autopilot. Try this for a week. Every time a negative thought creeps in, pause, breathe, and label it. This is just a thought, not the truth. Write it down if you need to. Over time, you'll notice something incredible. Those thoughts lose their grip. They become less frequent, less powerful. You're no longer a passenger in your mind, you're the driver. Your next step. This is just the beginning. In the chapters ahead, we'll dive into specific mental traps, like comparison, regret, and self-doubt, and how Stoicism gives you the tools to break free. Each chapter will build on this foundation, giving you practical strategies to rewire your mind for strength and clarity. But for now, I want you to hold on to this. You are not your thoughts. You are the warrior who chooses which thoughts to fight for and which to let go. Drop that affirmation in the comments. I am stronger than my negative thoughts. Share this video with someone who's fighting their own silent battles. Subscribe, hit the bell, and let's keep going. The next chapter is waiting, and it's going to change the way you see yourself. Let's do this. The battle continues, mastering your mind's noise. We've already established that you're not your thoughts, you're the sky. And those thoughts are just clouds passing through. Now, let's take that wisdom further and arm you with practical tools to tame the mental chaos. Imagine your mind as a stormy sea, waves crash, winds howl, but you can learn to steer your ship through the tempest. In this chapter, we'll dive into 2 powerful Stoic principles to help you silence negative thoughts and stop fighting battles that don't serve you. Ready to take control? Let's dive in. Acknowledge, detach, let go. Treating thoughts like weather. Picture yourself standing on a hill, watching a storm roll in. Dark clouds gather, thunder rumbles. But do you panic and run screaming? No. You note the weather, maybe grab an umbrella, and keep moving. Negative thoughts are no different, they're just mental weather. The problem is, most of us don't just observe them, we let them define us. Had a thought like, I'm not good enough. Suddenly, you're convinced you're a failure. Felt anxious about a relationship? Now you're certain it's doomed. But here's the truth. Thoughts are not facts. They're suggestions, fleeting whispers, not commands carved in stone. Think of your mind as a radio station, blasting every kind of song, some uplifting, some downright depressing. Just because a sad song plays doesn't mean you have to sway to its rhythm. You can change the station. The Stoics knew this, and they gave us a powerful exercise to take back control. Write down your troubling thought and interrogate it like a judge in a courtroom. Grab a pen, jot down that nagging voice, I'll never succeed. They don't like me, and ask, is this 100% true? What's the evidence? Would Marcus Aurelius let this thought ruin his day? Will this even matter in 5 years? More often than not, you'll see the thought crumble under scrutiny. It feels heavy, but it's just smoke, no substance. Another trick? Label your thoughts to create distance. Instead of saying, I'm a failure, try, I'm having a thought that I failed. Feel the difference? That simple shift puts you back in the driver's seat. You're not the thought, you're the one observing it. And as the observer, you decide whether it stays or drifts away like a cloud in your vast, unshakable sky. Stop arguing with reality, the root of suffering. Now, let's tackle the second Stoic truth. One of the deepest roots of negative thinking is resisting what already is. Ever caught yourself spiraling over something that's already happened? A breakup stings. A betrayal cuts deep. A missed opportunity haunts you. But the real pain doesn't come from the event itself. It comes from your mind screaming, this shouldn't have happened. That resistance is like trying to push back the tide. It's exhausting. And it changes nothing. The Stoics had a name for this mental trap, arguing with reality. And they had a solution. Stop. Epictetus, the philosopher who rose from slavery to wisdom, said it best. Do not seek to have events happen as you want them to, but instead want them to happen as they do, and your life will go well. This isn't about pretending pain doesn't hurt or plastering a fake smile on your face. It's about accepting what's real so you can stop wasting energy fighting the unchangeable. Imagine standing in the rain, soaked to the bone. You could curse the sky, shake your fist, and scream about how unfair it is, or you could accept you're wet. Grab a coat, and decide your next move. Which feels more powerful? Most negative thoughts stem from this futile wish to rewrite the past. Why did they leave me? Why did I mess up that speech? If only I'd taken that chance. These thoughts don't undo what happened, they just keep the pain alive. Like picking at a wound that's trying to heal. The Stoics called their antidote amor fati, love of fate. It's not about loving pain or celebrating failure, it's about embracing reality as it is. Even when it stings. Because that's where your power lies. You can't control what happened, but you can control what you do next. Turning pain into power. A Stoic mindset shift. Let's make this real. Say you failed an exam or your business idea tanked. The negative mind spirals. I'm worthless. I'll never succeed. It feels like the end of the world. But a Stoic mind pauses and reframes. This is just a moment. Not my whole story. What can I learn from this? Instead of fighting the failure, you use it as fuel. You mine it for lessons, for strength, for clarity. That's the difference between suffering and growing. Here's a tool to practice this. The next time your mind starts chanting, this shouldn't have happened, catch it in the act. Say out loud, but it did. So now what? Those 4 words, so now what, are like flipping a switch. They pull you out of victim mode and put you back in charge. You stop wrestling with the past and start writing the next chapter. Try it. The next time you're stuck replaying a mistake or loss, say those words and watch how they shift your focus to action. To possibility. The path to peace. Acceptance. Not perfection. Here's the truth that ties this all together. Peace doesn't come from a perfect life. It comes from accepting what is and choosing to move forward anyway. The Stoics weren't chasing a world without pain. They knew pain is part of the deal. What they mastered was the art of not adding suffering to it. Every time you resist reality, you're piling on unnecessary weight. Every time you accept it, you're lighter, freer, stronger. This chapter is your invitation to stop dancing to every negative tune your mind plays and to stop arguing with what's already done. You're not your thoughts, you're the one who decides which ones matter. You're not a victim of reality, you're the author of your response. Drop this affirmation in the comments. I choose to accept what is and move forward. Share this video with someone who needs to hear it. Like it, and subscribe to keep building your mental strength. The next chapter is coming, and it's going to give you even more tools to master your mind. Let's keep going. Riding the waves of emotion. Don't trust the first feeling. We've learned to stop arguing with reality and to accept what is. Freeing ourselves from the mental torture of what should have been. Now, let's dive deeper into another Stoic secret. Mastering your emotions by questioning their first impulse. Emotions can feel like tidal waves, crashing hard and demanding your attention. But what if you could learn to ride those waves instead of being swept away? In this chapter, we'll explore how to pause, reflect, and take control of your emotions, and how the stories you tell yourself shape your pain. Let's keep building your mental fortress. Don't trust the first emotion, it's not the truth. Ever felt a surge of anger, fear, or sadness and acted on it, only to regret it later? Most of us have. The mistake we make is treating our first emotion as gospel truth. Stoicism teaches us a critical lesson. Your first feeling is not final wisdom. Emotions like anger, jealousy, or despair are loud, messy, and often irrational. They're like a fire alarm blaring in your mind, urgent, but not always accurate. If you let every emotion dictate your actions, your life becomes a roller coaster, lurching from one reaction to the next. But what if you could step off that ride? Picture your emotions as waves on the ocean. The first wave hits hard, threatening to pull you under. But if you wait, if you hold your ground, that wave passes, and the sea calms. Marcus Aurelius, a man who ruled an empire while facing betrayal, war, and loss, knew this well. He wrote, "The first rule is to keep an untroubled spirit. The second is to look things in the face and know them for what they are." Imagine that. A Roman emperor, under relentless pressure, reminding himself to stay calm and see clearly. That's the Stoic way. Don't let the first emotion hijack your peace. Let's make it real. Say a friend doesn't reply to your text. Your gut reaction might scream, "They don't care about me." Your heart races, your mind spirals, and you're ready to fire off an angry message, or worse, end the friendship. But what if you pause? An hour later, you find out they were swamped at work, dealing with a sick kid, or just forgot to hit send. That first emotion? It lied. By acting on it, you could have burned a bridge for no reason. The Stoic practice here is simple but powerful. When a negative emotion hits, pause, name it, and delay your reaction. Try saying, "I'm feeling angry, but that doesn't mean I'm right. I'm feeling jealous, but that doesn't mean I'm less." Your emotions are signals, not orders. They're trying to tell you something, but they don't get to run the show. The view from above. A Stoic perspective shift. Here's another tool to tame those wild emotions. The Stoic view from above. When a feeling threatens to overwhelm you, mentally zoom out. Imagine rising above your life, looking down from the stars. Picture yourself as a tiny speck in the vast tapestry of the universe, your problems, your fears, your arguments shrinking smaller and smaller. That embarrassing moment at work? That argument with a loved one? From this cosmic perspective, they're just blips, fleeting and small. This isn't about dismissing your feelings, it's about putting them in their place. Suddenly, the weight of that moment doesn't feel so heavy. Try this the next time you're caught in an emotional storm. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and imagine yourself floating above the earth, watching your life from a distance. Ask yourself, will this matter in a week? A year? A decade? Most of the time, the answer is no. This perspective kills unnecessary pain and gives you the clarity to act with wisdom, not impulse. And here's a simple line to practice. Let me wait before I react. That sentence is a lifeline. It's saved careers, marriages, friendships, and most importantly, your inner peace. You're not weak for feeling emotions, anger, sadness, fear are part of being human. You're wise when you choose not to let them control you. The stories you tell yourself, the real source of pain. Now, let's tackle the next Stoic truth. Most of your suffering comes not from what happens, but from the stories you tell yourself about it. You get rejected, and your mind spins a tale. They never liked me. I'll always be alone. You make a mistake at work, and the narrative kicks in. I'm a failure. I'm not cut out for this. These aren't facts, they're interpretations. Stories your mind weaves from fear, insecurity, or old wounds. And those stories? They're the real culprits behind your pain. Marcus Aurelius nailed it when he wrote, "If you are pained by any external thing, it is not this thing that disturbs you, but your estimate of it. And this you have the power to revoke at any moment." Let that sink in. It's not the rejection, the silence, the failure, or the delay that hurts most, it's the meaning you attach to it. Your boss sends a curt email, and you think, they hate me. A friend doesn't invite you to a gathering, and you assume, I'm not valued. You don't get the result you wanted, and your mind declares, I'll never succeed. But what if those stories are wrong? What if they're just your mind's knee-jerk reaction, built on shaky assumptions? The Stoic solution is to separate the event from the story. Let's break it down. Say you didn't get the promotion you worked hard for. The event is simple. Someone else was chosen. The story? That's where things get messy. I'm not good enough. I'll never move up. They don't respect me. Those are interpretations, not truths. The Stoic practice is to strip the story away and stick to the facts. The fact is you didn't get the promotion. Okay, now what? Can you ask for feedback? Can you improve a skill? Can you keep showing up? By focusing on the event and not the narrative, you reclaim your power to act, not just react. Your next step: rewrite the narrative. Here's how you put this into action. The next time you feel hurt or upset, pause and ask, what story am I telling myself right now? Write it down if you need to. Then challenge it. Is this story based on facts? Or is it just fear talking? What's another way to see this? Maybe your boss's short email was because they were rushed, not because they dislike you. Maybe your friend didn't invite you because they assumed you were busy, not because they don't value you. By questioning the story, you loosen its grip. You start to see the event for what it is, just a moment, not a verdict on your worth. This chapter is about taking back control from your emotions and the stories they spin. You're not a puppet dancing to every feeling or thought. You're the one holding the strings, deciding which emotions to act on and which stories to rewrite. Drop this affirmation in the comments. I pause. I choose. I don't react blindly. Share this video with someone who needs to hear it. Like it, and subscribe to keep building your mental strength. The next chapter is coming, and it's going to arm you with even more tools to master your mind. Let's keep going. Rewriting your narrative. From chaos to clarity. We've uncovered the power of separating events from the stories we tell ourselves. Learning to question the tales our minds spin and reclaim control. Now, let's take that wisdom a step further and explore how to rewrite those stories while shaping the environment that feeds your thoughts. Imagine your mind as a canvas. Every day, you choose what colors to paint with. In this chapter, we'll dive into practical Stoic tools to edit your inner narrative and detox your surroundings, creating a mental space where peace can thrive. Ready to take charge? Let's go. Be the editor of your mind's story. Picture this. You send a message to a friend, and 2 days pass with no reply. Your mind starts spinning a tale. They're ignoring me. They don't care. Before you know it, you're spiraling, convinced you've been abandoned. Sound familiar? The Stoics knew this trap well, and they gave us a simple, powerful exercise to break free. Separate the fact from the fiction. Step 1. Write down the raw fact. My message wasn't replied to for 2 days. Step 2. Write down the story your mind is telling. They're avoiding me. They don't value me. Step 3. Challenge that story like a detective. Ask yourself, is this absolutely true? Could there be another reason? Have I ever delayed a reply because I was busy or distracted? More often than not, this exercise reveals the truth. Your story isn't reality, it's just a draft. And you're the editor. Maybe your friend was swamped at work, dealing with a personal crisis. or simply forgot to respond. By questioning the narrative, you strip away its power to hurt you. The Stoics believed that bad things happen, it's part of life, but they don't define you. You define their meaning. Your mind is a storyteller, but you hold the pen. Why let a false story go to print when you can rewrite it with clarity and truth? Here's how this mindset transforms you. Instead of being a victim of your thoughts, you become the author of your emotional world. A rejection, a mistake, a delay, these are just events. Neutral until you assign them meaning. The next time your thoughts start to spiral, pause, grab a notebook, run through those 3 steps, and rewrite the page. You're not the pain. You're the one shaping the story. Try saying, I control the story. I choose peace over panic. Feel that shift? That's the Stoic power of editing your mind's narrative, turning chaos into clarity. Your environment shapes your mind. Now, let's get brutally honest about something we often overlook. Your environment feeds your thoughts. Your mind isn't a vacuum, it's a garden. And the people, content, and spaces around you are planting seeds every day. If you're surrounded by negativity, chaos, or drama, your inner voice will echo that turmoil. Seneca, one of the wisest Stoics, put it perfectly. Associate with people who are likely to improve you. Welcome those whom you yourself can improve. This isn't just about choosing good friends, it's about mental hygiene. Ask yourself, who's planting seeds in my mind? Are they growing flowers or weeds? Let's break it down. Negative people, those who gossip, complain, or belittle others, can subtly rewire your thinking. Spend enough time around them, and their mindset becomes yours. Like a song stuck in your head. Toxic social media is another culprit. Scrolling through feeds that trigger insecurity, anger, or comparison is like feeding your mind junk food. It leaves you sluggish and unsettled. And don't underestimate your physical space. A cluttered desk, a messy room, or a noisy home can amplify stress and cloud your clarity. The Stoics valued simplicity and order because they knew chaos outside breeds chaos inside. Here's a hard truth. You can't kill negative thoughts while feeding them daily. If you're surrounded by drama, scrolling through toxic content, or living in disorder, you're pouring fuel on the fire. So, let's do an environment detox. Ask yourself, who drains my energy? And who leaves me feeling calm? What content am I consuming? Does it inspire me or drag me down? Is my space helping me think clearly or adding to my stress? The Stoics weren't just philosophers, they were architects of their environment, building routines, spaces, and relationships that fostered stillness. You can do the same. The 7-Day Environment Detox Challenge. Ready to put this into action? Try this Stoic-inspired challenge for 7 days. Cut out the noise. No gossip, no drama, no mindless scrolling through feeds that make you feel less. Unfollow accounts that fuel comparison or anger. Clean your space, organize your desk. Declutter your room. Create a corner of calm. Spend time with people who lift you up, who talk about ideas, growth, and possibility. You'll be amazed at how much quieter your mind becomes. Not because negative thoughts vanish, they won't, but because you've stopped feeding the storm. Your garden starts to bloom with clarity, focus, and peace. You're tired, not broken. Sometimes, negative thinking isn't a sign that something's wrong with you, it's a signal that you're tired. Not just physically, but emotionally, mentally, even spiritually. When you're drained, everything feels heavier. A neutral text seems hostile. A small decision feels overwhelming. You assume the worst about yourself and others. But here's the Stoic perspective. You're not broken, you're just running on empty. Imagine your mind as a battery. When it's low, every task feels like climbing a mountain. The solution? Recognize the signs of mental fatigue and give yourself permission to recharge. When you're tired, your mind becomes a storm, amplifying every doubt and fear. You misread situations, overthink choices, and assume people are against you. But this isn't weakness, it's just a signal to pause. The Stoics knew the power of rest and reflection. They didn't push through exhaustion, they built routines that restored their strength. So, the next time your thoughts spiral, ask yourself, am I tired? Do I need a moment to breathe? A short walk, a quiet hour, or even a good night's sleep can shift your perspective, turning a mental storm into a gentle breeze. Your next step. Take control of your mind's garden. This chapter is about owning your role as the editor of your mind and the gardener of your environment. You have the power to rewrite the stories that cause you pain and to cultivate surroundings that nurture your peace. Drop this affirmation in the comments. I control the story. I choose peace over panic. Share this video with someone who needs to detox their mental space. Like it, and subscribe to keep building your inner strength. The next chapter is coming, and it's going to give you even more tools to master your mind. Let's keep going. From exhaustion to empowerment, the final Stoic tools. We've learned to edit the stories we tell ourselves and detox our environment, creating a mental space where clarity can flourish. Now, let's close this journey with 2 final Stoic principles that will recharge your mind and arm you with gratitude to conquer negativity. Picture your mind as a weary traveler. Sometimes it doesn't need a fight. It needs rest and a reminder of the beauty along the path. In this final chapter, we'll explore how to restore your energy and use gratitude as a weapon to silence negative thoughts. Let's finish strong and transform your inner world. You're not broken, you're just tired. Ever had a day where everything feels heavier than it should? A casual comment stings. A small setback feels like the end of the world. And your thoughts spiral into darkness. The Stoics understood this deeply. Sometimes, negative thinking isn't a sign of weakness, it's a signal you're running on empty. Marcus Aurelius, who carried the weight of an empire, wrote, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. And this you have the power to revoke at any moment." But here's the catch. How can you revoke that pain if you're too exhausted to think clearly? When you're drained, physically, emotionally, or mentally, your mind becomes a megaphone for negativity. Sleep deprivation turns a neutral text into a perceived slight. Skipping meals makes decisions feel overwhelming. Constant exposure to noise, social media, or pressure amplifies your doubts. The Stoics weren't about being emotionless robots, they were about being rational with their energy. Epictetus, a master of discipline, reminded his students, "It is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows." If your mind is overwhelmed, cluttered, and tired, you can't grow or see clearly. The solution? Stop trying to think your way out of the storm. Sometimes, you just need to rest. Imagine your mind as a phone battery stuck at 5%. Every task feels like a struggle. Every notification a burden. Negative thoughts don't mean you're broken, they mean it's time to recharge. So, give yourself permission to pause. Try this. Sleep early tonight. Even if it's just an extra hour. Take a 20-minute walk without your phone. Letting the breeze and birdsong wash over you. Say no to one thing that drains you, a toxic conversation. An unnecessary commitment. Write down your worries. Then set the paper aside. Like leaving a heavy backpack at the door. This isn't weakness, it's wisdom. By treating exhaustion as a signal, not a flaw, you quiet the storm and let clarity return. Negative thoughts often fade not because you fought them, but because you stopped running on empty. Gratitude. Your secret weapon against negativity. Now, let's unlock the final Stoic tool, gratitude. This isn't about plastering on a fake smile or pretending life is perfect. Gratitude is a weapon, a sharp, powerful blade that cuts through the roots of negative thinking. Why? Because it forces you to see what's real, not just what's missing. When your mind is stuck in a loop of, "nothing's working out," or "I'm not enough," it's like wearing blinders that block out everything good. Seneca, the Stoic philosopher, wrote, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more. That is poor." Negativity thrives on a sense of lack. But gratitude flips the script, reminding you of the abundance already in your life. Picture your mind as a dark tunnel. Negativity narrowing your vision until all you see is what's wrong. Gratitude is the crack of light that breaks through. It doesn't erase your problems, it balances them. In your lowest moments, ask yourself, what am I taking for granted right now? What do I have today that I once prayed for? Who's still in my corner? Write down one thing. Maybe it's the warmth of your coffee, the roof over your head, or a friend who checks in. Maybe it's the fact that you're still here, still fighting, still growing. That one line can shift everything. Loosening the ache in your chest, clearing the fog in your head. Let's make it real. Say your career feels stuck. That's heavy, no doubt, but maybe you're healthy enough to keep trying, safe enough to dream, and learning lessons that will carry you forward. Your relationship is struggling, but maybe it's teaching you your own strength, your boundaries, your worth. Gratitude isn't about ignoring the pain. It's about looking life in the eye and saying, yes, this hurts, but I still see what's good. It's a ritual, a daily anchor. Every morning or night, write down 3 things you're grateful for: a breath, a meal, a memory, a person, a small win. These anchors keep you steady, stopping you from drowning in the storm of negativity. The Stoic journey. Awareness is your victory. If you've made it this far, you're already winning. Awareness is the first cut against negative thinking, and Stoicism hands you the blade. This journey isn't about never having a negative thought again. That's not the goal. The Stoics didn't chase perfection, they chased practice. You've learned you're not your thoughts, you're the observer, free to let them pass. You don't have to fight reality, you can accept it and grow. Your first emotion isn't the truth. Pause. Reflect. Choose. The stories in your head are just stories, rewrite them. Your environment shapes your mind, clean it up. Tired doesn't mean broken, rest is medicine. And gratitude? It's your armor, shielding you from the darkness. Marcus Aurelius faced betrayal, loss, and stress most of us can't imagine. Yet he wrote daily to train his mind for peace. You can too. You don't need to be loud or perfect. You don't need everyone to understand. Just keep showing up for your mind. Day by day, silently, strongly. If no one's told you today, you're doing better than you think, not because life is flawless, but because you're aware, and from awareness, everything can change. This is how you kill negative thinking, not with force, but with clarity, silence, and Stoic power. Keep building your Stoic mind. This video isn't just a moment, it's a movement. If it's helped you, hit that like button to share this wisdom with others. Drop your favorite point or quote in the comments, and let's inspire each other. Share this with someone who needs a mental reset, someone fighting their own silent battles. And if you're ready to keep building a Stoic mind, subscribe and hit the bell. We're in this together. Final affirmation for the comments: my mind is my strongest weapon. Let's keep training, keep growing, and meet back here for more tools to master your mind. See you in the next video.